In the storied, sacred, and altogether absurdly sick esport that is Counter-Strike, there are certain accomplishments that sit on every enthusiast's bucket list. Feats that, once fulfilled, permit a player to pronounce with a tone of well-earned elitism, "I've made it." Whether it's something subtle, like getting added by the official CSGO Twitter account, or something genuinely life-changing, like winning a major, or hell, even just seeing your alias slapped onto a major sticker, Counter-Strike is filled with ways to elevate and indeed immortalize oneself.
I remember when the stickers got released, we was doing some press with Big, like announcing a sponsor or something, and it was like 11 PM, walking back to the hotel, and I saw that they got announced, and I saw my sticker in the capture, and I literally just started crying instantly, and I was like, there's no fucking way it's fucking happened. I have a fucking sticker, like, impossible. I'm fucking getting a bit teary now, man.
But of all the accolades that can be bestowed upon those who live to counter strikes, none are as esteemed or sought after as a montage cut by CSGO's mysterious, meme-loving frag movie maestro, SuperstituM.
Woo! SuperstituM! Hello, thank you very much, my friend. Hope you will do more video about us.
I would say SuperstituM. SuperstituM. I agree with SuperstituM.
What's up, SuperstituM? Oh, best movie maker ever, bro. Good to have you here.
It's me, man. It's me. SuperstituM.
Dearest Counter-Strike stans, the time has finally come for us to evangelize the frog-faced YouTuber whose balls-to-the-wall edits serve as aggressive, in-your-face reminders of how our favorite competitors and content creators really play CSGO.
It's so f***ing in. Oh my god, sorry.
What's up, bitch?
What started as a guy in a Pepe mask making frag movies in his spare time has since evolved into one of CSGO's rowdiest, most rambunctiously revered shows of appreciation. Because SuperstituM isn't just memeing on his chosen subjects, he's mythologizing them.
Like, Stu was jumping across the stairs before the smoke popped, and then what does he do? He catches SK members, and then Stu was like, "What's up, bitch?" Whatever he says.
The smoke criminal strikes again.
It was all an accident, right? Like, he just was making good videos of good players. Kind of turned into this, like, validation almost. Like, if you're a good player, you'll have a SuperstituM video. That's why I haven't got one yet. So when I become a good player, I'll get one. SuperstituM, you motherfucker.
There's nobody else like him. He's irreplaceable.
It's just how he put the video together was so good. It's like, you have a legit fucking talent for making that shit, and you're creative too.
Dudes, I'm gonna tell you one more time. The best content creator in CSGO at the moment is SuperstituM. By far.
So, who is SuperstituM? How did he unwittingly cement himself as Counter-Strike's dankest chronicler? And what exactly is the criteria for getting oneself a montage? I don't know. Let's ask him.
The most important thing, I have to want to do it, you know? My heart has to be in it, or else it's gonna be a shitty ass video.
Alright, so before we dive into a video I have been waiting literally years to make, I must ask that all of you lovely Counter-Strike loving kings and queens like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Maybe if we get big enough, we'll be blessed with a how theScore esports really plays CSGO. Now, in order to understand how SuperstituM became as fucking worshipped as he is today, we need to go all the way back to 2010, when his channel saw its first upload. And no, it wasn't Source or 1.6, it was a Modern Warfare 2 montage that he didn't even cut. I know, not what you'd expect from a Danish CS diehard, right?
I was the one recording my gameplay, and I sent it to a friend I met over Call of Duty, like a Dutch editor. His name is Serb94. And he was the editor actually back then, and I just provided him footage.
The funny thing is, if you go back and watch that montage, you can actually see an early glimpse of a lot of the things that would later come to define SuperstituM's style. Flashy color gradients, quick and dirty cuts, and gunshots being mapped onto grimy bass beats, XX420 no-scope edits such as these were actually deeply influential for SuperstituM.
My biggest influencer was actually Tapes. I really looked up to him because he was from Sweden. So I tried to emulate him, be like edgy and funny like him, but I didn't really, you can never be like someone else. You end up being a cheap copy or just whatever you are yourself.
SuperstituM did eventually try his own hand at editing, of course, and was able to find success, but not in the way he'd anticipated.
I tried to edit myself, but it ended up becoming commentary videos where Machinima Respawn actually ended up picking me up. Like, I just wrote them a message on YouTube and they were like, yeah, we can. I was like, what? And then it just blew up like that.
Taking the lead. Unfortunately, it was right around the time that SuperstituM's edits were starting to be fire that they gave way to an actual fire, which kind of forced him to take an unplanned hiatus.
I bought my first Hopok HD PVR recorder, but the thing that happened, I plugged in the wrong cable and I could smell that it was burned up. Like, I spent all my money just to get that, and after that I was like, man, it just threw me off and I kind of gave up.
It wasn't until about 6 years later, when SuperstituM was undertaking his bachelor's degree, that his love for editing could finally be rekindled.
I bought a MacBook for the university. We started playing matchmaking. I started recording it with the Shadowplay, and I started doing MM Live videos. I called it the MM Live, the matchmaking live.
No water here again. Okay, what the f are you looking at? I throw flash in your eye.
Now, SuperstituM had been playing Counter-Strike since he was a kid. I mean, he did grow up in Denmark, after all, where they pretty much stick you on Dust 2 straight out of the womb, so the franchise had always been in his blood.
I mean, my big brother always took me to like cafes where you could play. We always played CS, like everybody played, like it was LAN there, so everybody played on that cafe server. So we played there, I played at home, I didn't have a good PC, so sometimes I could play, sometimes I couldn't.
Unfortunately, the viewership on his MM Life videos wasn't exactly blowing down mid-doors. Aside from just wanting to express himself creatively, SuperstituM really wanted to capture the attention of the CSGO community. He just didn't know how.
I was like, what the hell can I do to make something special? And at that point, I was like watching Shocks a lot, where he was dancing in his streams. And I was like, wouldn't it be fun to take his camera, put it on top of the original player, and he's just dancing and he's just clapping everyone.
10 arms there at this point. It is going to be Shocks going for the entry on the B side and drop down.
What? He's dodged that flash. He's dodged that flash. They have no idea. Doubles down.
That idea, such a simple idea, just became like so huge. It blew up on Reddit and people liked it, and after that I felt like I got something here, you know?
Their better side, it's their T side where they really struggle.
What? Scream! Is this real? He's gonna go for the follow-up, but after that there's almost no topping.
Within no time, SuperstituM's giddy, gimmicky little edits began to not only evolve, but take off. From get-right lurks, to sneaky-beaky mollies, to sneaky-beaky smokes, to, well, sneaky-beaky everything. Like all of us, the dude loved Scream. SuperstituM had finally made it.
I really got excited. I was really happy. Like, even when I got like 5,000, 10,000 subs, I was just, every time I got like 10,000, 15,000, I screenshotted it and sent it to like my close friends.
SuperstituM had finally captured the attention of the CSGO community, which was important because, as it turned out, our boy actually had something to say.
I remember Smiths back in the day. I felt so bad for him because the community was kind of against him. And I made a video about him showcasing his highlights, the best of him. And I think that's where I ended up evolving to highlight videos and montage videos where I showcase the best of Smiths. Like, look guys, he's actually a decent player. There's just so much that people don't understand when it comes to the pro scene. Like, it's so easy to judge.
But I just want to say from the bottom of my heart that I apologize for absolutely nothing, Smiths!
Shut the f*** up, man.
But it wasn't until a certain bullish, bullied superstar-to-be, who the community had also been shitting on, caught wind of SuperstituM Smith's video that things really began to take off.
I saw Simple react to the Smith's video, and he was also defending Smith's. And I also knew, just watching Simple, you know, I could see a lot of people hating on him. It's so easy to just blatantly hate. Like, anyone can see that this guy doesn't know English properly. And I just know he couldn't, like, say what he wanted to say. And sometimes it came out very directly, and people were offended by it.
What are you doing, you fucking idiots? Let's go together and win, or I gonna leave, you fucking.
But what I saw was just basically, why the f are all these guys talking shit? He's destroying everyone in NA and in EU, and yeah, he was toxic back then. But the crazy thing about him is that you could definitely see him growing up as a person.
And that, kids, is how the first real SuperstituM montage came to be. The classic, seminal cut that is Simple, the Undertaker.
My dad loves wrestling, and that Undertaker theme just fitted so well with him, because he's the guy who goes into a server and he just destroys everyone, claps everyone. Like, he's just so fucking good, you know, and it just fit perfectly with him.
The day he does that in a match, dude.
By splicing together Simple's unearthly plays, oft-memed expletives, and the slew of shit talk he'd received, and layering it on top of this world-famous wrestling theme, SuperstituM was able to fashion more than just a frag movie. He was able to fashion something of a biopic.
I saw a comment once who said SuperstituM is so good at creating a little story in these videos instead of just a frag movie. Because personally, I hate frag movies. I have nothing like against them. I just think they're so like cinematics, camera going here and there, showing the player in third person, getting the 5K. Like, personally, who cares, right? You want something else. At least I do.
It might sound a little crazy, but SuperstituM wasn't just making fun. He was crafting a sort of myth. He was taking players and turning them into personas, crafting caricatures that, thanks to SuperstituM's own ingenuity, came to boast some pretty legendary epithets.
I saw that video with Stewie, you know, in the beginning of the video where he's in a fight. Again, I felt so bad, you know, so I was like, can I turn this into something where it looks like he's the one winning?
The dude who made that funny video on screen made one of Stewie 2K today. I think he'll jet. I'll look.
Oh my god, I hate Stewie.
Stewie!
God, Stewie, you're so stupid.
When I was sitting there and uploading the video, I was like, Stewie 2K, song, Smooth Criminal, Smoke Criminal. I was like, yeah, okay, fine. So that name came up in like 15 seconds, and then it just blew up.
Stu was jumping across the stairs before the smoke popped, and then what does he do? He catches SK members with grenades in their hands because they're about to smoke or molly Palace, and then Stu was like, "Sup, bitch," or whatever he says.
The smoke criminal strikes again.
I was watching all the tournaments, and when they said Simple, the Undertaker, or the Smoke Criminal, or whoever said it, right? I'm like, oh shit, I put my mark on the CSGO Pro community, you know?
SuperstituM had become a hot commodity, and before long, everybody wanted a montage.
Catch you guys, yeah. You know? SuperstituM just fun. Bro, SuperstituM's in here! You're making all my shit! Make me a video! We hot!
Not on it, not on it. Pushing!
We hot!
We hot!
Say the line, Bart!
We hot!
Yeah!
From this point on, having one of SuperstituM's coveted cuts branded around you wasn't just a point of pride, it was a point of prestige.
Yeah, I think he definitely kind of made it. I think SuperstituM's great. I think he makes awesome videos. He just brings the community together, and his videos attract other people. And I feel like with the CS community, that's hard to do.
One for him, 2, 3, and 4, Stewie!
If you're Patrick, then who's that?
Crisp, clean lock, boys.
Kill so far, and okay, now problems here for Feats.
Yeah, that.
It didn't matter if you were a streamer, a solo carrying superstar, had secured yourself a slew of tournament wins, or emerged triumphant from a major. It didn't feel real, like it had been christened, until you got the edit.
He knew when the right time was to be like, this is the video, like this is what people want to see. And that's good that he doesn't like let people tell him what to do, right? Because As soon as you start messing with that, you're just messing with somebody's like creative mojo, and then you just get a worse product. It's almost like a trophy, like a badge in itself. This has got the SuperstituM like stamp.
I have to ask Tarek, what was better, winning the major or getting a SuperstituM video of how Cloud9 really plays?
SuperstituM, of course.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Just wanted to make sure I was in the same.
That's like most CS players' dream.
Yeah.
The major.
Of course, what really set SuperstituM apart was the way he chronicled his esport. SuperstituM is a bona fide auteur. For starters, his videos were dripping in style. From the always perfect licensed track to that lo-fi, high-intensity, grungy, bullet-to-the-beat style he'd pioneered, a SuperstituM cut could always be spotted a mile away.
There's not many people that do his style of videos, and as trolly or meme in a weird way shitty, but also amazing, there's nobody else like him. He's irreplaceable.
But in addition to boasting the abilities of an artist, he also boasted the attitude, or dare I say, ethos of one.
At first, I didn't make any money. I still don't make any ad revenue on my channel because of songs, but that's a choice I made because I want the best songs, because the songs elevate the videos so much. Without a great song, the video falls apart.
Today, SuperstituM stands as Counter-Strike's sickest and most unsuspecting kingmaker. But he also stands as its most secretive. Who is SuperstituM, you ask? We don't know. And there's a good chance we'll never know, which is both exactly how he likes it and precisely the point.
He's very smart the way he's marketed himself. He's never showed his face. He's just this frog guy that always does these sick videos, and it's like, to be interesting, you have to have something hidden, you know? Like, that's always like a generic rule of marketing where wrestlers do it all the time. You have like the heel and the good guy, and then you never give too much away and this sort of stuff. Like, he's smashed it, honestly. It's just, I don't know, he's just a beast, man. There's not much you can say about him. You just have to watch his videos and you'll come back and you'll have the same opinion as me. Like, he's just insane. He's just a beast.
At the end of the day, my videos are not about me, you know? It's about the players, it's about the teams, it's about taking a player, showcasing their best side. In terms of me, I'm very introverted, so I honestly don't care about getting likes or people liking me. Like, whenever I make a video and I look at it and I see like, yeah, I'm happy with this one. That's enough for me. And if people like it, that's just a bonus, you know?
Hey man, it's me, SuperstituM. Bonafide? Bonafide? Bonafide. Okay. I get f***ed with it because I learned to say the phrase bona fide when I was learning Latin. I always want to say a bona fide, and Miles is like, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm like, dude, I literally like a bona fide auteur. Okay.